Welcome back, everyone. We're talking taxes in here right now during the break, and I'm getting ready. We're live on Facebook. We've been live actually from the first time with his first segment as well. And my next guest has also been on with me now several times. I have with me Anna von Straussenburg, and she's the owner of Anna von Straussenburg CPA. Anna, you've been doing this forever. You got a cool kind of story. So really quickly, for people that might have not heard about you, please tell us a little bit about you, how you got involved with this, because it's a cool story, and what makes you different?
Well, I got into accounting on the bottom rung. I was in the teaching profession, and my husband said to me, he goes, "You need a different career." He goes, "You're so good with numbers. You've got to go." He goes, "Start at the bottom, become a receptionist, do whatever it takes." I went and became a receptionist at an accounting firm, and I moved my way up. And then I started taking more accounting classes. I'd taken a couple of them, and got serious about it, and eventually became a CPA by the time I was 40. I made it a goal.
Not only did you become a CPA, but the owner of the company that she was working for,
Yeah.
I
I transferred to Arizona after I became a CPA and started working in this office building where I saw the building. I said, "Oh, wouldn't it be so cool to work in there?" And lo and behold, I got a job in that building.
Isn't that cool?
And I ended up kind of being an apprentice to the owner of the business. He mentored me and taught me a lot about running a business. And he said, "Look, I'm going to retire. My sons don't want my business. Do you want it?" And I said, "Sure, I'll take it over." So I bought the business from him. And he's still around mentoring me. If I need a question answered, because he's got way more experience than I do. He's got like 50 some odd years of experience. And so
but isn't it cool? I love to hear stories like this, and it's just really neat. And when I say she's a numbers person, boy, do I mean that she's a numbers person. And I love that about you. You got a sharp pencil too, which is important for you, for us business folks, right?
Oh yes.
Both personal and business.
Yeah, I'm all about looking at your numbers. Your profit and loss statement is a big thing. Your balance sheet is a big thing. It's really important to look at those numbers and, plan ahead. Don't wait till the last minute.
Now, what I also love about you is one of the things that you also are is a pro QuickBook advisor. And there's a lot of people, we start businesses, and some people do it themselves. They can either try to anyway. And let me tell you something about trying to do something like this on your own. Usually you have the wrong numbers in there, and that's where you come in. Not only do you fix that, because most of them have something wrong.
Oh yeah. You
also then teach them how to do it. Go ahead.
Yes, I like to look at the QuickBooks, and there are things that they just jump out to me like a sore thumb. If I see a negative where it shouldn't be, I go in and fix that. Find out, wow, these numbers on the profit and loss and the auto expense are way big. Oh, they bought a car. That belongs on the balance sheet. And so I fix those things up, and I always give my clients an accounting recommendation of what they can do, written recommendation of what they can do to make it better, to make it easier for me, but it also in the long run will save them money on their accounting fees.
Now we've got everyone that's getting entered in to win this QuickBook Pro Advisor. It's like a consultation that you get from her. You can check her out on her website. It's Arizona CPAs with an S.com, so ArizonaCPAs.com. Her phone number direct, they do free consultation, and they work nationwide. Their phone number is 480-964-4030. She's rated with the Better Business Bureau as well. Call in throughout the rest of the show for all of the goodies that we're giving in today. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. I want to talk to you about something important, because before we came on, you said there was a few things that you kind of wanted to talk about, and one of them is the stimulus check that's coming. Everybody's excited that they're going to be getting one, right? But I asked you a question for us people in business that get these extensions, which you said you wanted to talk about as well. And my question to you was, okay, then I usually get an extension and don't do my taxes until at least October, right? I might bring them to my CPA, whatever, but until October. Does that mean that I'm not gonna get the stimulus check?
No, they'll be basing the stimulus check on your 2019 income taxes if you
Mhm.
haven't filed already.
Right.
If you filed, they'll base it on the 2020, but, you know, it should be the same as last year. They based it on the previous year so that people didn't miss out. Of course, if you don't get the stimulus check, it's always claimable as a credit on the tax return.
Right, so either way, you will get something, right, in some form, right? And it doesn't matter, people sometimes want the cash, but in the other way, sometimes business people rather have the write-off, right?
That's correct.
Now, let's talk about, more extensions. Do you want to talk a little bit more about them?
Well, the deadline for business tax returns for partnerships and S corporations is March 15th. So it's getting awfully close to the deadline for your CPA to do it now, so you can put it on extension. That said, partnerships and S corporations are what they call flow-through entities, which means that the individual ends up paying the tax on those profits, or they take the loss, you know, if they have enough basis in the business. So you have to be aware that the tax is due April 15th. And if you put it on extension, you still have to pay the tax, because
This is-
otherwise you'll get a penalty.
Right, this is one of the reasons why to know your numbers, right?
Yep.
To know your numbers is so important, and this is where she comes in. She can do a free consultation with you. She will find out where you are with your books. If you're not on QuickBooks, I'm sure that you also will put them on QuickBooks.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but also if you are doing them and you think you're doing them right, more than likely you're not, because most people are not. She is a QuickBook Pro advisor, that's what they call her, for 17 years, so she really knows her stuff. She's all about numbers. She's rated with the Better Business Bureau. She works nationwide. She does free consultations with everyone. We've got everyone that's getting entered into WIN. It is it's a QuickBook like a tutorial, so that you'll learn how to do it. She'll find out what's wrong, where you stand with it. She will also get you on it so that you're working on it correctly. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Check her out on her website. It's Arizona CPAs with an S.com. You can also call her direct. That number is 480-964-4030. Okay. Anything else on extensions before we go into the individual tax?
Not for business extensions, but we can talk a little bit about what people can do for their individual tax.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, we're ready now?
I'm ready.
Okay, well, it's not too late. You know, even if you're gonna put your tax return on extension, it's a good idea to plan, make sure you know what your numbers are approximately, you know. And so if you're gonna owe tax, there are some things you can do. You can pay into an IRA, and it's $6,000 per person, per individual, or if you're over 50, then it's $7,000. So you can bring your tax liability down, and for some people who may have gotten the marketplace and gotten a credit in the marketplace, they might end up owing back for that. So the plan, and make sure that your income is low enough that you don't get a penalty on your health insurance. It's a good idea to look ahead. Even if you're gonna put an extension, look at the numbers now before April 15th.
The phone number to call her is 480-964-4030. She does free consultations. She works nationwide, rated with the Better Business Bureau. And to me, I think it's important to know your numbers no matter what. A lot of people are starting, Danny here that was here earlier, a lot of people starting businesses all the time right now, and one thing about business owners is all we want to do is make the money, right?
Yeah.
So show me the money, right? And
Yeah.
but what happens is you turn around and 13 years later, you go, oh my God, and you've probably been running your business a little bit wrong, right?
Yeah.
And that means you might be doing what you do well, but on that business side end, most of the time you're not. One thing for sure she knows is that people that even do QuickBooks, if you think you're doing it right, you're probably not. She is a QuickBook Pro advisor, that's what they call her, for 17 years. She's offering for everyone to get to a tutorial on that. It's a 1-hour tutorial. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Call in and get it. we're gonna keep on talking here, because we're
Okay.
live on Facebook
Okay.
still.
Okay.
And that camera's a little bit further away, so it
Yeah.
looks a little different, but everything good? You liking it so
Yeah,
far?
yeah, it's working just well. I need
Yeah.
a sip of water.
Yeah, me too, actually. You like that? Does it look good there? You know what I'm gonna do? I think I'd like to get that orange one, so again, it's different color behind them, you know, so I'm gonna work on getting that for going forward. You gotta come back, that means you gotta keep on coming back.
Oh,
okay?
yeah, yeah, you gotta start fixing the lighting and
Yeah.
everything, yeah.
Well, I can't wait for them anymore. I've decided that I'm just gonna do it myself.
Oh, okay, okay.
I've told them, I said, you know, I've been waiting for you for a while now. And, you know, we moved in here, in November, we actually moved in October, was when we moved in here. But the owner, and I kind of gave him slack because, you know, he bought a radio station, which is huge,
Oh,
right,
yeah.
to do. But I'm ready, you know, I'm ready
Yeah.
to make this place look spunky.
Yeah, so I watched a little bit of my last video and I was like, I need more makeup on.
No, don't worry about it, because we're gonna start getting
The white
more.
lights wash me out, so.
And we are taking pictures of you today,
Oh, good.
and we're going to be posting them on my. Right now they're being posted on my soon on my. By the way, I looked at my website, and so I know that you're going to do that soon. But I think would be fun too is maybe we go for the day. I was going to talk to you about this for the day. Look who was on Fun Faces, Fun Happy Time on Facebook. I think that would be a good idea to do.
I shared my my Networking Arizona Minute
Oh, good.
on another networking a website for Phoenix Chamber of Phoenix
super,
Metro
super,
Chamber of
super.
Commerce
Oh, that's
approved
neat.
that.
Oh, neat.
So
That's
it's
awesome.
on their Facebook page.
Oh,
so, yay.
that's terrific.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
great that you have it there, because they'll see that. And,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
the other thing about that one, and when we do more, we'll do 2 more the next time that you're here, you can copy the link and paste it, just stick it right into your, put it into your email signature.
Oh yeah, I
This
could do
is
that.
what I love.
And yeah, and I just made I had the office formalize our signature with the address
That's
and
nice.
phone number
And if you have any
logo.
trouble, David always can help. That's what he does,
Okay.
helps with all of that too. And he can help with that. And, you know, with anything that you need on your website, he can do too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But this will be cool for you to have all of this stuff. I'm really
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah, I have a canned website, which I actually did. I bought their their platinum package, which allowed me to customize it completely. And you know, basically, I just went there with a red pencil and crossed stuff out. And we added our own tagline at the beginning of
What's
it.
your tagline?
What is it on there?
Excellence, integrity.
Excellence and integrity in counting. That's our tagline. Yeah.
That's it, right there. Isn't
Yep.
it? Okay, I'll write that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, that is.
Hold on one second. Oh, here we go. So welcome back, everyone. And we've been talking a little bit about at the break about what Anna von Straussenburg, you know, with her business and what she's growing with everything that she's doing. A lot of people like to talk about their websites when we're on a break and stuff like that, and what they do with some of the different things that they use with our interviews here. One of the things that you said at the break was that your tagline is excellence and integrity in accounting. Let's talk a little bit about what you mean by that.
Well, mean that we strive to be as ethical as possible and as excellent as possible to do the most perfect work. Because, you know, there are accountants out there who will just take your numbers and slap it onto a tax return, charge you $250 and they're done with, or $500 and they're done with it. They don't take the time to really look at it, make sure it's really correct. So if you get the dreaded IRS audit, our numbers are good. Our numbers are as clean, you know, clean as they can be, based on, of course, what you provide. But if you provide honest numbers, and we'll prepare an honest tax return, and we'll make sure that everything's in the right bucket.
I like the way you put that, the right bucket. So
Yeah.
I want to tell you, I have somebody that I know that did exactly that. They paid somebody to do their taxes, and now they're having trouble getting the money back from the IRS because they made a mistake, okay, or something has happened, and they're blaming it on that, okay. I don't know if it's true or not or whatever, But can you help somebody like that? She told me a lot of people are dealing with that right now.
Yeah, I can help people with that. If there is a mistake that another accountant made, we can call the IRS and correct it. Find out what the mistake was, get it corrected, get it fixed, get the refund done. And, I stand by my work. If I make a mistake and somebody has to pay a penalty, or if we have to deal with the IRS, that's on me. I'll pay the penalty, I'll deal with the IRS.
So you better believe that her numbers are correct, because she won't have to pay if she doesn't
Yeah, I don't have to pay
And
a
you don't
penalty.
do that.
Yeah.
And, well, when she says that she's got excellence and integrity in accounting, she truly means it. And you can check her out on her website. It is Arizona CPAs with an S.com. The phone number to call her direct, it's 480-964-4030. She does free consultations. She works nationwide. She's rated with the Better Business Bureau, and she's a QuickBook Pro advisor for 17 years. She has a very sharp pencil, which is very important for everyone to have. And right now we're entering everybody to win a QuickBook. It's a tutorial for everyone. Even if you do it, even if you think it's right, most likely it's wrong. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. So you do both for business and individual personal taxes.
Yes,
Yes?
we do.
Okay. And what types of businesses do you work with? All sorts of businesses? What do you do?
Yeah, we have all sorts of businesses. We have some architectural firms, we have some construction companies, some real estate companies. We have manufacturing companies in a couple different areas. One of our clients we're working on right now is he does the artificial turf. And man, that company is growing like leaps and bounds, and so we're keeping up with him and keeping him on the straight and narrow. And it's fun to watch it, and fun to see people who didn't make money when they started their business now making,
Buku bucks.
buku bucks, millions. It's fun to see that, and it's fun to be along for the ride.
So let me ask you something. For people who are starting businesses or not, even if been, what advice do you have for them?
Well, one of the things I would advise a starting business is to be prepared to pay a lot of expenses and to lose money for the first couple of years. You may have to get some backup funding, look into your friends and family, get a line of credit with your bank. A lot of banks are really open. If you've got good credit personally, they will give you a line of credit. I got lines of credit with my bank, and I'm really pleased about it because I need it every dime.
Women business owners, they are looking for
Yeah.
that a lot. They like that too. Anyone that's starting a business who is a woman, the Small Business Association, they also help too. So there's a lot of different avenues that you can go for that. The main thing is when you're starting out to start off correctly, if you
That's true.
can. But even if you haven't and you've been in business for 10 years, you can still go back and you can help them go back even, because a lot of people don't even, we put our business expenses with our personal expenses all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Like you just
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, that's kind of a mistake to do because that makes your audit liability bigger, because then they're going to look at your individual tax return if they see that you've been taking money, that you've been paying your mortgage out of your business. You were better off taking a distribution or a draw, a set amount, and then paying your mortgage or your utilities out of your own personal bank account, not your business bank account.
Right. So there's a lot of different things that we don't do as business owners because we got so involved with just making the money.
Yep.
And then you turn around and it's years later and there's things that you can help set them up so they'll know their numbers. I think that's for you the most important thing. You look at their numbers how many times?
I do it 3 times a year. I do it first, of course, most of my clients come to me at tax season for the first time, and we look at their books, for the income taxes. And then mid-year, after they finish the books through June, sometime in July and August, we take a look at their books then and make recommendations. Hey, you need to fix this, or we make corrections in their QuickBooks and say, hey, you're really on target to make a lot of money. We better look at your books again after October 30th. So that's the biggest time for us, is after they finish reconciling their bank accounts through October, we look at it in November and make any corrections or adjustments, figure out their depreciation. And, you know, by the time we're done, we get most of November's numbers in, and then they can project out December. And then they'll know approximately what their tax liability is going to be. And that way, they can make some adjustments. If they've got big income, they might want to buy another business truck. You know, like the landscaper, he ran out and bought more trucks because he had big income, and he said, you know, we wear out the trucks, we drive all over the valley. I need new trucks, so I'm glad to know that I'm gonna get the write-off.
Isn't that cool
Yeah.
that you get to work with people that way and help them not only understand their numbers, but by understanding them, you help them grow their business
That's
as
true.
well. And you take every business to heart, every person, every client to heart. She is all about excellence and integrity in accounting. That's huge for you. She works nationwide. She does free consultations. She's rated with the Better Business Bureau, and she's also a QuickBook Pro advisor for 17 years. You can check her out on her website. It's ArizonaCPAs with an S.com. You can call her direct at 480-964-4030, or call in here and get entered in to win. This is a QuickBook, sort of a tutorial that you're going to get. It's 1 hour. Not only is she going to figure out what's wrong with yours, and she said 99% of the time, even if you think you're doing it right, she always finds something that's wrong that you're doing. So you can also call in here, get entered in to win. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Quickly, before we go, I want to talk about some of the other things that people can do to help them with tax time to get some more write-offs. You said the IRAs.
Yeah, the IRAs, and another thing, don't forget to bring your medical expenses to your tax preparer, because on the federal level, there's what they call a haircut of 7.5%. So it means, you know, if you make $50,000, you have to have medical expenses above and beyond 7.5 of $50,000. And then you can start taking the deductions. It's going to go, I believe it's supposed to go to 10%. So at 10%, that's $5,000. So you have to be up and over and above $5,000. But surprisingly, a lot of people get there and they don't even realize it because they pay for their own medical insurance.
Mhm.
So
Right. Well, you don't know until what you don't know, right?
and medical is fully deductible for Arizona. There's no haircut like the federal. So
Well, that's where she comes in to help you to make sure that you do have as many extensions as you can. And obviously, some of the easiest ones is to open up an IRA right now would be probably the best thing to do, right? And you can do it up until close to the 15th, right?
oh yeah, you can do it right up to the 15th. You know, of course, it takes a little time to open that up. You got to go to a bank and get the account open, or go to a stockbroker, get that IRA open. And then for people with lower income, they may want to consider, but they don't have to rush to it now, rolling it into a Roth IRA so that they don't have to pay taxes on that earnings in the future, or
Right.
when they take the money out.
There's
So-
a lot of different ways, and that's where she comes in to help everybody. Knowing your numbers is what she's all about. She wants to make sure that people understand that. That's what she wants you to understand, your numbers. She looks at them 3 times a year for everybody. And when you do the taxes, you make sure that everything is up to snuff, right? I remember you said, how many people look at it, and then you make sure something like that?
Yeah, we have at least 2 people look at it, but even the person who assembles the tax return takes a final look at it. And she's actually very bright. I wish she'd become an accountant because she's so sharp. So I'm glad to have people that are good like that working with me.
And they make sure that everything is done right. God forbid anything isn't, it's on her, but believe me, she doesn't want that to happen, so she makes sure that everything is. She's all about excellence and integrity in accounting. That's what they're all about. They're professionals, they're accurate, and they make sure that you know your numbers as well. Call her. Her phone number is 480-964-4030. Call in here, get entered in to win. It's the QuickBook Pro Advisors tutorial. Our number here, 602-277-5369.